Hello, hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Earl. I am the Strive Scan facilitator this evening, and I am facilitating the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair. And we have representatives from Washington State University, Pacific University in Oregon, the University of Portland, the University of California, Santa Barbara, and San Diego State University here to present to you this evening. A couple of things before I turn the mic over to Ivy from Washington State. Your camera is off. Your microphone is also off. To communicate with our presenters, you will do so through the chat function or the Q&A function in your toolbar, which should hopefully appear towards the bottom of your screen. You are more than welcome to sign up for sessions that are presented within the website. And then also, you will be able to access the recording of this particular session at the URL that you registered for this particular workshop. So let me show you. We are in A5. If you look at session A5, these are the schools that will present to you. Concordia University Irvine is not here tonight, so we will present in the order of Washington State, Pacific U Oregon, U Portland, UCSB, and San Diego State. I encourage you to stay with us through the entire program, as we will have the opportunity to wrap things up at the very end. Other than that, I am going to turn. There's Ivy. There you are. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for waving. Ivy from Washington State. I am going to turn it over to you, ma'am. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Wonderful. So my name is Ivy Donaldson, and I'm an admission counselor for Washington State University. I'm specifically the admission counselor for Arizona. So if you have any questions, I'll be putting my email and some contact information in the chat. So WSU is a public tier 1 research university located over in Eastern Washington. We are literally about 10 minutes from the border of Idaho, so very Eastern Washington. University of Idaho is our close neighbor. There's a bike trail that connects our campuses together. So very close to Idaho. We're about 5 to 6 hours drive from Seattle. And we are in the small college town of Pullman. Pullman is a classic college town feel. Our students make up about 2/3 of the entire town. So even though we are a large Division I university with 20,000 students on our campus, we do make up most of the town of Pullman. So it's very safe, very walkable college town feel. And most of our students are students who are undergrads, so working on their first 4-year degree. We do get students from all over the country, but primarily in-state students, since we're a Washington public university. Student life and school spirit are really hallmarks of WSU. We're not a commuter school, so everyone lives, works, studies, plays in the town of Pullman, and that makes for a really awesome community and a really amazing alumni base. After folks graduate, they really do love their experience at WSU and stay connected. We're not impacted for majors, so this is a great option if maybe you're undecided and you want some time to explore once you get into a university. Some focuses for WSU are engineering. We have many fields of engineering. We don't have aerospace, but most of the other fields. And in our College of Engineering, there are about 30 student clubs just in that college alone. So many projects our students are working on. We're also have a large focus in the health sciences. Large offerings in the biological sciences. You're pretty much guaranteed research experience in those fields. We have the only veterinary school in Washington and some incredible vet science programs for your undergraduate, like zoology, animal science, wildlife ecology, conservation, neuroscience. We are the only school in the country, I believe, that has a bear center on our campus. So there's currently 6 grizzly bears that live at WSU, and folks at the state and federal level do research with them. and other departments on campus. So it's a pretty incredible resource for our vet science students. WSU also has a big focus in agricultural sciences. We have an agricultural research center in every single county in the state. And we have some really fun majors like viticulture and enology, which is wine and fermentation sciences. So if you're in that program, you'll get to intern in a vineyard and work in a winery. But we also have fields of study all across the board in business, communications, and the arts. We are one of the 2 Tier 1 research universities in the state of Washington, and we really pride ourselves on giving our undergrads a lot of access to that research. Another big area for us is student life. We have about actually 450 student clubs, not 400, although that list is always growing and changing. About 15 college level teams on our campus that compete at the D1 level. We're part of the Pac-12, so competing with some other West Coast schools. And then the Greek system is big at WSU. About 1/4 of our students are part of Greek life. WSU's application is pretty simple. Our application is on our own website. We're not part of the Common App. So we have our own application, and you're just going to be submitting your high school transcript. Typically this year, we've been able to get admissions decisions out within 2 to 3 weeks. So we do have rolling admission. We don't wait to start processing applications until January 31st. So we're reviewing on an ongoing basis. We're test blind as of last year due to COVID, and that's a permanent change for us. So just looking at your academic record, your types of classes you've completed, and so forth. We're part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, which is sometimes called WUE, W-U-E. This is a program that gives you 1.5 times what in-state tuition would be. So for us, in order to qualify for this WUE scholarship, you need to have a 3.4 GPA or higher, but it's going to award you $11,000 off of your out-of-state tuition each year. We also have the Cougar Award if your GPA is between a 3.0 and a 3.39, and that's $7,000 per year off of your out-of-state tuition. These are automatic, just based off of your transcript and your GPA when you apply to the university. So no additional application needed for that. If you have any questions, my name is Ivy and I am the admission counselor for your area. We have a virtual tour if you want to see a little bit more about Pullman. We are a really small town and we're in a really rural area. And this is a really classic college town. So if you want to see what the surrounding area looks like and what our campus looks like, the virtual tour is really fun to check out. So I'll put that in the chat as well. I also like to mention that in Eastern Washington, we have all 4 seasons of weather. If you're from the Arizona area, you may not be super familiar with a lot of seasonal changes. So I grew up in the Seattle area, which is pretty mild and rainy throughout the year. Eastern Washington's more extreme. So we do get a lot of snow in the winter, a few more sunny days throughout the year in the summer. So yeah, just if you have any questions, please let me know, but have a wonderful evening and go Cougs.
All right, great. So Uncle Jeff, you're up.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jeff Grunden. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admissions at Pacific University. I am the counselor for all of the students from Arizona. And so I'm really excited to be here today to share information with you about Pacific. I am Uncle Jeff, and that's what everybody calls me here. I'm from Hawaii, and that's part of our culture. I'm also a retired coach. I coached here at the university for 24 years in football, baseball, men's soccer, and I was the head strength and conditioning coach as well. So I've worn a lot of hats and can share. I'm also a boxer. We're just not going to say how long ago that happened. So Pacific is actually located 30 minutes west of Portland, Oregon. That's our major city here in the north in Oregon. And Forest Grove is a community of about 25,000 people. So literally college town, USA. We are the oldest university west of the Mississippi River, celebrating our 172nd year this year. We are a private liberal arts and sciences comprehensive university. And so I'll share what that means in a little bit. We're about an hour from the Oregon coast, which is absolutely gorgeous. Very different from where I grew up in Hawaii, but absolutely beautiful. And we're about 15 minutes from what we like to call the Silicon Forest. These are major companies like Intel, Genentech, Yahoo, Amazon, Google, all of the major, Nike, of course, you see our Nike. We are a Nike university. So all of our sports teams do wear Nike. That's what I'm wearing right now, as a matter of fact. And all of our students have opportunities to do internships in all of these fields. Undergraduate student population is about 1,900. We have now about a little over 2,000 graduate students. Kind of unusual to see more grad students than undergrad, but that's our case here. Our student faculty ratio is actually 10-to-1, and our average class size here is 19 students. That's our average class size. All of our classes are taught by professors only. You will work with PhDs here only. There are no TAs, right? As long as you declare your major by the end of the sophomore year, we guarantee you will finish your undergraduate degree, your bachelor's degree, in 4 years. So it's a lot of personal attention. It's a lot of one-on-one. We do expect you to know your professors by first name, and we expect the professors to know you by first name. This is a sampling of the undergraduate degrees. We now have over 75. We just added 3 new degrees this fall. Sports leadership and management, designed to get you into professional sports management and collegiate management, as well as collegiate coaching. Outdoor leadership, provide positions that are preparing folks to go into those fields where you're leading backpacking trips, you're leading hiking trips, you're leading camping trips, you're leading mountaineering trips. And then we just added a new sports broadcasting major as well. This is a sampling of the pre-professional programs that we offer at Pacific University. We are one of the top health science universities in the country, even though we're small. We have actually over 33 masters and doctorates, one of the top 3 doctorates in PT in the country, one of the top 5 doctorates in occupational therapy in the country, one of the top 2 doctorates of optometry in the United States, with a leading sports vision training facility where we train our student athletes on sports vision training, but we also work with NFL teams, Major League Baseball teams, the U.S. Olympic team, and other Olympic teams around the world. The National Science Foundation ranks us as the #1 private research university in all of the Northwest. We're also ranked as one of the top 8 overall research universities in the Western United States. So we're actually ranked with Stanford and Cal Berkeley and SC. By graduation, over 95% of our seniors know where they're going to graduate school or what career position they're starting with. And so that's a real important stat. Almost 70% are working specifically in their major field of interest. We have now 85 different clubs and organizations on our campus. We do put on the biggest luau in the continental US. We have over 14 different performing arts groups. Our Performing Arts Center is actually ranked in the top 14 in the United States. We are Division III, NCAA Division III in athletics, and we have some amazing athletic facilities. And I'll put in the chat my contact information so you can get in touch with me, and I can send you a video of our campus facilities. We offer 28 intramural sports and 10 club sports. Outdoor programs is huge, so we do a lot of different things outside the classroom. Study abroad is big for us. Over 50% of our students study abroad at some point in time here at Pacific, with over 27 flights around the world in over 27 different countries. We also do have what we call travel classes, which are short classes that we do during our winter term and January term somewhere in the world. We're very big on campus service and community service. So lots of clubs and organizations and local great engagement with international opportunities as well. If you are accepted to Pacific University, we use Common App only. The Common App is free for us. Then it is 100% free. If you are accepted, our minimum GPA to be accepted is 3.0. The incoming freshman class this year had an average high school cumulative GPA of 3.71. Average SATs of 1,200, average ACT of 26. We are test optional. That was for students that actually took the test. So if you are accepted, you will receive a merit scholarship, guaranteed, and they can be anywhere from $15,000 a year all the way up to $27,000 a year. To come to Senior Preview Day, you can email me, and by participating in Senior Preview Day, we will award you a $4,000 scholarship for participating that day. And then we have over 20 plus different areas of scholarship and financial aid and merit areas. Thanks. Here's my contact information, and I'll also put it in the chat for you. I'll stop sharing my screen. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Noelle Kilbazoo. My pronouns are she and her, and I am the admissions counselor for University of Portland. I specifically get to work with all students coming from the state of Arizona. So if any of you have any questions following up after this presentation, I am definitely your best person to contact. My email's there, and I also put it in the chat. So a little bit about who we are as an institution. University of Portland is a comprehensive Catholic liberal arts teaching university. We're located in Portland, Oregon, which is in the northern part of the state of Oregon. Our campus is ideally situated in the fact that it's just about 15 or 20 minutes away from the heart of downtown, but we're still in that neighborhood feel. So you have both the feel of being in a residential campus as well as having that city experience. We're also ideally situated in terms of access to outdoor activities. Our students are very eager to get outside, and so they're constantly going on hikes, checking out different waterfalls, or even going on longer trips to the Oregon coast or Mount Hood, which are both just about 90 minutes away from campus. Campus size is fairly small. We're technically a small to mid-sized school with about 3,800 undergraduates. So we are a predominantly undergraduate institution, meaning that the different research opportunities that you have, as well as resources, are first and foremost going to undergraduate students, which are people like you. Our smaller campus size is definitely going to play a role in your community experience as well as your academic experience. We have an average class size of just about 24, and that's going to even roll over to our lab sciences. So we cap off our labs at about 20 to 24 students depending. We also have an 11-to-1 student faculty ratio, which essentially means that our professors have time for you. 100% of our classes are taught by your professors. They're never taught by a teacher's assistant or a graduate student. So you're always getting that one-on-one attention from an expert in the field. As a liberal arts institution, our students are going to be learning a little bit of everything in terms of their academics, but they're in addition to their major. And this is going to be the same regardless of their major. As an institution guided by the Congregation of Holy Cross, they've identified 6 core habits that they want all of our students to learn by the time that they graduate. And we'll touch a bit on those when we chat about academics. So as a Catholic institution, about 45% of our students self-identify as Catholic. The other 55% are coming from a different faith background or no faith background. Regardless of the student's religious identity, they are welcomed and celebrated at UP. We have a buffet of options, if you will, of ways to get involved in campus ministry if that's something you're looking to make part of your experience. And again, you can put as much on your plate or as little on your plate as you want. So our programs of study all fall under 5 different schools. The College of Arts and Sciences is the largest school. It comprises our humanities, social science, and natural science majors. And then we have our 4 professional schools for business, education, engineering, and nursing. All 5 schools are direct entry. That means when you apply as a certain major and are accepted, you're admitted not only into the university, but also directly into your program of study. Now, if some of you may want to come in undeclared or you're still not sure what you want to study, that's okay. As a liberal arts school, there's a lot of academic flexibility. So you can transfer in and out of schools, in and out of majors, and find the fit that's best for you and best for what you want to do in the future. Going back to those 6 core habits, our goal as an institution is to educate the holistic individual. We don't just want to teach you about your major. We don't just want to teach you about your passions. We want you to experience all of it. And so our educational model rests on the idea of the hands, the mind, and the heart, giving you experience both within the liberal arts curriculum in your major and then getting some form of practical work experience. Our location in Portland is really ideal for this. There's major companies, as my colleague Jeff mentioned, such as Nike, Adidas, Columbia Sportswear, Intel, Daimler, KPMG, Ernst & Young. All of these companies are really great for students to go intern at. It maybe you're interested in engineering, and so you'll be doing a capstone project. With our School of Education, students are going to be doing student teaching hours. Our nursing students are going to be doing dedicated education units in a clinical placement. So regardless of your major, you're going to be engaging in some form of application of knowledge outside of the classroom. Regarding community and campus life, about 75% of our students are from out of state, which is a huge percentage. Oregon is actually not even our top most represented state. Aside from the coastal states, so California, Oregon, and Washington, as well as Hawaii. Our next top states are going to be the Southwest, which includes Arizona. We get about 15 to 20 students from Arizona every year. And so I like to mention this to let you know that you're not going to be alone in your out-of-state student experience. All of first-year students will live on campus, so you're really going to begin building community within that residence life space. And you have your choice of residence halls, depending on if you're wanting to live in a co-ed, all male, or all-female option. And none of them are broken up into grades or majors, so there's no specific first-year housing. Everyone's just all mixed together. You have the option to join one of our student-run clubs if you want. We have diversity and inclusion-oriented clubs or interest-specific clubs or even service-oriented clubs. About 33% of students do study abroad during their time at UP. Any major is welcome to study abroad. You could participate in one of our Division I athletics if you're interested in playing competitively or even being a spectator. Club and intramurals are also quite popular at UP. And we also have service opportunities if you're looking for that. Due to time, I'm just going to lastly mention that November 15th is our priority deadline. So seniors, make sure to get your application in. We are on the Common App. You have all the way until January 15th to submit your application and up until May 1st to make your final decision. So I look forward to reading your application.
Great, thank you, Noel. Just to remind everyone, the Q&A feature function is live. I see Robin, so I'm gonna turn it over to you. Go right ahead.
All right, thanks so much, Earl. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. My name is Robin. I'm the Assistant Director for High School Services here at UC Santa Barbara, and I'm super excited to share a few brief things about what makes this place so special. So we're located about 100 miles north of Los Angeles. We sit in sunny Southern California on a really gorgeous piece of land. A third of our campus is actually situated overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Now, we do have a small airport right behind our campus, but there are also shuttles from LAX that are available through private companies in the community to get to and from your California home easily. We are a mid-sized UC with about 26,000 students, 23,000 of which are undergraduates working on their bachelor's degree. This means that there's hardly competition with graduate students to get research and internships. In addition to that, we are the largest four-year institution within a 60-mile radius to the north and the south of us, meaning, again, not much competition with students from other large four-year universities in the area for internships, job opportunities, things like that. We really offer a collaborative and engaging undergraduate experience for our students. Faculty are teaching all of our lectures. You're learning from some of the best. Really, they do have the awards to prove it, from 6 Nobel laureates to Pulitzer Prize Awards winners and more. We are ranked as the #5 public university in the nation, thanks to US News and World Report. And we're also ranked for having the #1 happiest students for a public school in California. In my opinion, we have the perfect blend between your academics and your non-academics. And overall, our campus environment really offers support to our students. We have resource centers, tutoring, mentorship programs, tailored advising, health and wellness programs, and much more. Now, we of course ask students to pick a major in the UC application. Over 100 majors can be overwhelming, so let's break it down a bit. We have our College of Letters and Science. This offers about 80 programs, including undeclared. We do not review major when you apply to the College of Letters and Science. So choose what you like, whether that be economics, sociology, or even undeclared. We have 5 majors in our College of Engineering, and we do admit by major in engineering. So because of this, we need you to list engineering as your first choice major in the UC application. You need to have pre-calculus or higher by senior year in order to be competitive, so your math grades will matter in our engineering review. Lastly, our College of Creative Studies is a college for students who are really passionate about a particular subject, or maybe they want that long-term research or creative career. Students in the College of Creative Studies are now the ones that are expected to create new knowledge or create new work. These students are working directly with faculty mentors, and while they're still going to class like every other student, they are spending a lot of time working on their own independent research projects or their own creative project. Now, while we don't have a medical school or law school at UCSB, we do offer both a health professions advising as well as a pre-law advising program to really help prepare you for those careers. These programs have advisors that will keep you on track academically and help get you the experience you need, whether that be in the form of internships, research, or other opportunities. Our campus really is great for non-resident students. Because of our location, over 80% of our students live either on campus or within a mile of campus. And this tight-knit community really creates the feeling that students don't just go to school here, but that their lives are here as well. If you want to see your friends, walk to them. It is seriously that easy. We have 8 residence halls, 5 of them are oceanfront property and 6 apartment complexes. So there are housing options for incoming freshmen as well as incoming transfer students. And our housing includes dining facilities which showcase both vegan and vegetarian options. And because students live so close to campus, of course, they want to be involved. Oops. Making friends, building community really is as easy as attending a sporting event or joining a club. Our students have created over 600 student organizations on campus, everything from social to active, cultural to political, really helping them stay connected, get leadership experience, and build a strong network. And of course, we do have our sports here at UCSB. Our highest level of competition are our Division I NCAA teams. We have our sport clubs, intramural leagues, and we do have adventure programs that students can participate in as well. Now you can find all of our majors here at UCSB at that website. I will also drop some links in the chat box. But most importantly, that UC application is open now. So for those of you that are seniors planning to apply this fall, start your application now, but you can't submit until November 1st with a deadline of November 30th. Now, I'm going to share my personal email here in the chat, so I'll stop sharing my screen just to make sure I don't confuse anyone. But I am your admissions counselor for Arizona. Thank you all again so much for joining us this evening, and I'll go ahead and pass it on to my colleague from San Diego.
Hi, everybody. My name is Adriana Ramirez. I am the admissions counselor from San Diego State University. So to just jump right in it, we are in Southern California, so a little south from Santa Barbara. We are located in the 2nd largest city in California, and San Diego State is a public institution, a part of the California State University system. So we are very centrally located within the city. We are also very close to the water as well. No beachfront residential halls, but we're about 10-15 minutes away from the closest beach. 10-15 minutes away from downtown, 10 to 15 minutes away from the airport. We are very centrally located. We are also the only university in San Diego to have a metro, which we call our trolley, a trolley stop on campus. So that does make it very convenient for students to get on and off campus, which is great. We are also a very Uber and Lyft friendly city, and we have designated Uber and Lyft pickup stations around campus as well. So other ways we are impacting, making an impact nationwide. We are top 35 nationwide for our ethnic diversity on campus. We are nationally ranked for America's Best Value Colleges. We are number 1 in California and number 5th in the nation for the number of students we send studying abroad. And we are a big school. We have over 34,000 students total. But I do like to say we still have that small type of feel. Average student to teacher ratio is 25-1. Ways we like to promote student success here: study abroad. We have over 600 different international programs. We go to about 50 different countries. You can study abroad as early as your sophomore year. You can go more than once, and majority of your majors require you to go. We are a research institution that does create a lot of hands-on learning opportunities as well as departmental internships for our students. Of course, our career services department is fantastic. They do everything from internship fairs, job fairs, resume workshops, interviewing workshops, anything you need to help progress in your adult career path. That's what they're there for. And then of course we have our Weber Honors College. This is SDSU's most academically engaged students, and you do have to apply and be admitted into the Weber Honors College. It is a separate application from the admission application. So you can find that information on our Honors College website. These are the list of the undergraduate majors we offer. We have over 90 undergraduate majors to choose from here at SDSU, and we are an impacted university. What that means is year over year, we receive more applications and seats available. So there isn't going to be an easier major to apply to that will increase your chances in getting in. If you have no idea what major you want to pursue, you can apply as undeclared. You are not looked at any differently, and that does not hurt your application. Nursing by far is our #1 most competitive major here at SDSU. It is a direct entry. So if you want to be considered for the nursing major, you do want to make sure you select nursing on the application. So some important dates. October 1st through November 30th is when our application goes live. We are not a part of the Common App. We are a California State University school. So you can find our application on calstate.edu/apply. We try to notify students as early as January, but it can be a rolling admission through the month of March. And then for seniors this year, we will be test flying. We will not require or consider the SAT or ACT as a part of the application process. If I have any freshmen, sophomores, or juniors on the call, the CSU system has yet to decide if we will continue that. So of course, for the most up-to-date information, you can reach out to our office or check out the CSU website. Now, freshman admission criteria, this is what we look at. We look at your completion of what we call your A through G course subjects. These are the course subjects you see listed here. We will calculate your GPA, calculating your 10th, 11th, and 12th year grades through this A through G course subject sequence. We will weight your GPA up to 8 semesters. If you've taken any courses such as AP, honors, dual enrollment, or IB courses, we will award you extra points onto your GPA. You do want to maintain your overall GPA through your senior year. We will ask for that report card. So please make sure you do not get senioritis. And you are admitted off self-reported information. We do not ask for your transcript when we ask you to submit the application. So best recommendation I can give you is make sure you have a copy of your transcript out when you are completing the application for your academic history. Student involvement, just like many of these great universities on the call with us today, we have over 350 student organizations, 46 fraternities and sororities, academic and social, our associated student government body, as well as our Aztec mentoring program, where you're teamed up with an SDSU alumni in the career field you would like to pursue, our Arts Alive program, our Mission Bay Aquatic Center, where yes, you can get a credit for wakeboarding or paddleboarding. We have our Aztec Recreation Center, our state-of-the-art gym and aquaplex. There is no additional cost for that for students living on campus. And we have a bowling alley on campus for our students, which is kind of a fun fact about SDSU. Now, housing, we have amazing residential halls on campus. We do require all of our students to live on campus for the first 2 years who are graduating out of the non-local area. So whether you're coming from LA or Arizona, you are still required to live on campus for the first 2 years. We love our sports. We're NCAA Division I in the Mountain West Conference for sports. Another great benefit when you are an SDSU student is you get to attend all the regular home season games for free. We love our basketball team. There's nothing more amazing than sitting in BA Haas Arena cheering on the basketball team. And if you are interested in playing in a sport, we have over 21 different competitive and intramural sports that you can be a part of as well. So that is pretty much it for me. I will go ahead and put our contact information in the chat. So we are currently taking in-person tours. And if you have any questions, again, because our application is open right now until November 30th, please feel free to reach out to our office. We are happy to help. And I will turn it over to our facilitator now.
Adriana, thank you so much. So, hey, y'all, let's come back on the screen for one last closeout here. So I hope everybody on the other side enjoyed hearing from our 5 schools. We've got just a bit of a wrap up before we go tonight. So here, let me share my screen. All right, just a quick head nod from our presenters. Can you see my purple screen? Awesome, thank you so much. All right, so that being said, so here is my wrap-up question for this evening. If I could get everybody to just answer this wrap-up question, I'm going to take it down off the screen. It's called, what advice would you give somebody going through the college search process? And so we're going to go in order of presentation, which means it's Ivy, Jeff, Noelle, Robin, and Adriana. In that order. You've got roughly 30 seconds. What would you say to that question?
I'll choose kind of the obvious one, but just that there's admission counselors for your specific state, for your specific county sometimes. So we really are here to help you before you apply, after you get admitted, and are trying to figure out your financial aid and figure out your major and make that final college decision. So there's no wrong question. It's never going to harm you in the admissions process to ask questions. So we can be your first point of contact and then get you connected with other folks on campus from there. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think an important thing is don't let price tags scare you guys. If you're interested in a college university, apply for financial aid, apply for any specific scholarships they have. and also apply for outside scholarships, because you don't know what any particular college or university can do to help you until you go through the process. And yes, my friends, it's a process, but hang in there.
The advice I would give to students going through the college search process is to self-advocate. A lot of the schools that you're applying to are holistic reviewing, meaning that they're looking at the entirety of your application, including every material, not just your grades. And on applications, there's a additional information section, and utilize that. If there's something you need your admissions committee or admissions counselor to know, they won't know unless you tell them. So make sure they know the whole story before reviewing your application. Self-advocate.
Definitely second everything everyone said. I feel like it's been like, oh, okay, I'll say this. And then everyone says it. So I would say, definitely when you're looking into schools, also look at, surrounding cities and demographics and other things that you might not think about right off the top of your head when you're doing your college search, because you're going to be moving to this place for 3, 4, 5 years. So you definitely want to make sure that you're going to be comfortable where you're at. If you don't like the beach, then maybe don't move to UC Santa Barbara, because that's a big place that people spend their time here. So definitely, yes, of course, you want to make sure that that school has that major that you might be interested in, but look at some other things as well, maybe even outside of that university.
I would say, when you're doing this, look at deadlines, okay? Pay attention, make a list for those important deadlines. So if you know that you have these college applications and they're due November 1st, maybe get those in before you apply to, let's say, a CSU school where application's November 30th. If you look at those deadlines and you plan accordingly, you are going to alleviate so much stress off of you when you are applying to all of these universities. And just like they all said here, we're here to help you. We're here to answer any questions that you have. This is our job. This is what we love to do. So don't be afraid to reach out to us.
Okay, perfect. So I've got one more question, and we literally have 7 minutes. This is going to work. Okay. It is the question of what one thing about your school do you want everybody to remember? So same order, Ivy and then down. What one thing about your school do you want everyone to remember?
Let's see. So I guess for WSU, I would say this could be a really good fit for you if you're looking for the resources and student life and options of a big university, but you're looking also for the safety and community of a small college town. This could be a really good fit for you.
Yeah, my colleagues all have great info they're going to share. I think thing that's important is the small environment, the personal attention, and our outstanding placement into career positions in graduate schools.
The thing I'd want you to remember about University of Portland is that it's a place that folks from all over the world, all over the country, all over the state can find their fit, whether that's in a certain passion or club or extracurricular or within their major. There's a little something for everybody at the school.
Yeah, I'd probably echo what Noelle says. There's a lot, really, regardless of whether you're interested in, visual and performing arts or engineering. And then on the flip side, if you're interested in outdoor activities or also arts as an example here, I guess, you can definitely find your fit at UCSB. And just one thing is, speaking to potential, prospective freshman students, you don't need a car here. We have 7 miles of bike path on our campus. So that's the primary form of transportation. Everything is really kind of close to where you'll likely be living as a first year and beyond.
I guess it's just another thing to piggyback off of, but when you're in California and you're at a big school, I think us California schools do a really good job with being so big, but we have so many things. So we're not just a school that survives on Greek life. We're not just a school that survives on sports. We're not just a school that survives on STEM. We literally do have something for everybody. And, it really is a good place. We have also, great universities within the city of San Diego, but, majority of the alumni you meet in San Diego are from SDSU. And so that kind of speaks volume for itself.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, y'all, for answering those two wrap-up questions. We are about to log off, but before we do, y'all, those on the other side, our presenters, stay right where you are, if you don't mind. All right. This is our wrap-up slide, and then we'll do the Brady Bunch wave off. Hey, thanks for those on the other side for joining us. Just remember, once you log out of this particular Zoom, you're going to get this 5-question survey. Please can take some time to complete that. Those folks at StriveScan want to know how to make this better for you all. Sign up for more sessions. And then again, the recording will be available at that strivescan.com/Greater Arizona URL down there at the bottom. Okay. All right. Thank you for those on the other side. And I see you all in the participants section there. We really appreciate you joining us. The 5 of us, 6 of us on the screen. Thank you for taking the time this evening to log in. Without further ado, we're going to wave you off. Good night, goodbye, and best wishes out there in your college search. And Uncle Jeff, yes, thank you. Thank you for that. There you go. All right, y'all. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye now.
Great job, you guys.